Few football clubs in the world have experienced as many extremes as Chelsea Football Club. From the edge of relegation and financial despair to nights of European glory and Premier League dominance, Chelsea's history is not just a record of trophies, but a saga of survival, resilience, and rebirth. This is the story of how a club founded in 1905 went through some of the darkest moments in English football, only to rise again and again, proving that triumph is often born in the shadows of defeat. The birth of a dream, 1905 to 1915. It all began on March 10, 1905, at the Rising Sun pub near Stamford Bridge. Gus Mears, a visionary who refused to let his dream fade after being rejected by Fulham, founded Chelsea Football Club. His ambition was clear: to build a powerhouse that would make Stamford Bridge the heartbeat of English football. Within 2 years, Chelsea had earned promotion to the First Division, a statement that they were not here to merely exist, they were here to compete. Though early years were difficult, Mears' determination laid the foundation for a club that would outlast wars, crises, and financial ruin. His untimely death in 1912 was a tragedy, but the fire he lit never went out. Darkness of war and survival, 1915 to 1945. As Chelsea reached their first FA Cup final in 1915, the outbreak of World War I halted football. 2 decades later, World War II once again cast a long shadow over Stamford Bridge. Professional football was suspended, players left to fight on the front lines, and the stadium itself became a symbol of resilience in bomb-scarred London. Even in the darkest nights of the Blitz, Chelsea remained a community's hope. While many clubs struggled to stay alive during these times, Chelsea's survival through war symbolized their stubborn spirit, a club too determined to be destroyed. A first taste of triumph, 1950s. After decades of mediocrity, Chelsea's story took a dramatic turn under Ted Drake, a former Arsenal legend who arrived in 1952. Drake changed everything, from scrapping the old nickname, the Pensioners, to scouting talent from unlikely places. His work paid off in 1955 when Chelsea shocked the nation by winning their first ever First Division title. For a club long seen as underachievers, it was a moment of redemption.
A third goal by Parsons soon after, and it's all over. Chelsea, for the first time in their career, are top of the league. And here's the man who did it, Ted Drake, the manager, the unyielding coach, the welder of team spirit. Ted, Roy Bentley, and the rest of the first team in the First Division. Well done, Chelsea.
Proof that triumph was possible even after years of struggle. Yet, this victory was not the beginning of a dynasty, it was a brief flash of brilliance before more hardship returned. The decades that followed were filled with both moments of joy and crushing despair. Under managers like Tommy Docherty and Dave Sexton, Chelsea reached finals and even claimed the 1971 European Cup Winners' Cup, a historic achievement.
And it's over! The whistle has gone! Chelsea have won the European Cup Winners' Cup for the first time in the club's history, and Chelsea fans race onto the pitch. Chelsea have done what Tottenham Hotspur, West Ham United and Manchester City have done. And as the players drop their shirts, a great victory by Chelsea. They paced this game well.
By the 1980s, Chelsea faced financial ruin and the very real threat of relegation to obscurity. The club was drowning in debt, hooliganism plagued the terraces, and Stamford Bridge itself was falling apart. It was a darkness few believed Chelsea could recover from. But then, John Neal arrived in 1981 and performed miracles on a shoestring budget. He discovered hidden gems like Kerry Dixon and Pat Nevin, leading Chelsea back to the First Division in 1984. Once again, when hope seemed lost, Chelsea clawed their way back to life. The Foreign Revolution and Trophy Revival, 1990s. The 1990s brought with it a turning point. The arrival of Ruud Gullit as player-manager in 1996 gave Chelsea international appeal. His signing of Gianfranco Zola transformed the club's identity. Under Gullit and later Gianluca Vialli, Chelsea captured the FA Cup in 1997 and followed it with multiple European trophies, including the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup and UEFA Super Cup. For fans who had endured years of instability, these trophies were not just silverware, They were symbols of a club rediscovering its worth. Chelsea was no longer just surviving. They were beginning to dream again. Roman Abramovich. From struggle to empire, 2003 to 2012. In 2003, the trajectory of Chelsea changed forever. Russian billionaire Roman Abramovich purchased the club, injecting unprecedented wealth and ambition. With marquee signings like Didier Drogba, Petr Cech, and Arjen Robben, Chelsea was transformed almost overnight. But money alone could not guarantee glory, it needed leadership. Enter Jose Mourinho in 2004, who boldly declared himself the special one. He delivered exactly that, winning back-to-back Premier League titles and establishing Chelsea as a powerhouse feared across Europe. Still, the crowning moment came in 2012. After years of heartbreak in Europe, Chelsea stunned Bayern Munich in their own stadium to win their first ever UEFA Champions League title. From financial collapse in the 1980s to European glory in 2012, Chelsea had completed one of football's greatest journeys from darkness to triumph. The second wave of glory, 2013 to 2021. The post-2012 years were turbulent but filled with triumphs. Under Antonio Conte, Chelsea lifted the Premier League again in 2017 with a then-record 30 wins. Maurizio Sarri's brief reign brought a Europa League title, while Frank Lampard's return as manager gave fans nostalgia, even if success was limited. But the real resurgence came in 2021 under Thomas Tuchel. Taking over mid-season, Tuchel galvanized the squad and guided Chelsea to their second Champions League crown, defeating Pep Guardiola's Manchester City in Porto. Once again, from the uncertainty of managerial sackings and inconsistent performances, Chelsea found triumph at the highest level of European football. The Boehly era, struggles of modern ambition, 2022, present. When Roman Abramovich was forced to sell the club in 2022, a new era began under Todd Boehly. His consortium spent heavily, breaking records on players like Enzo Fernandez and Mikhailo Mudryk. Yet despite the billions spent, results on the pitch faltered. Managers came and went at lightning speed: Graham Potter, Frank Lampard again as interim, and eventually Mauricio Pochettino. Chelsea endured one of their worst Premier League seasons in 2022-23, finishing 12th, a collapse almost unthinkable for a club of their stature. For many fans, it felt like another descent into darkness. But as history has shown, Chelsea is a club that thrives on comebacks. Under new leadership and with young talents like Cole Palmer and Enzo beginning to shine, the Blues are once again dreaming of glory. The question is not whether Chelsea can rise again, it is when. The story of Chelsea FC is not a simple tale of success. It is a saga of constant rebirth, of falling into crisis only to rise stronger than before. From Gus Mears' dream in 1905 to war-torn survival, from near financial ruin in the 1980s to Abramovich's empire and Champions League triumphs, Chelsea has lived through every extreme possible in football. Today, as the Boehly era unfolds, fans may worry about inconsistency and instability, but if history proves anything, it is that Chelsea always finds its way back from the shadows. This is more than just a football club. It is a testament to resilience. From darkness to triumph, Chelsea FC's journey is one every football fan must know. The question now is simple: are we witnessing another dark chapter before the next great revival? Only time will tell. One thing is certain: Chelsea's journey is far from over. If you enjoyed this deep dive into their incredible history, don't forget to like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more stories of football's greatest triumphs and darkest struggles.